Welcome, 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 my lovelies. Welcome back. Welcome to part 6 of Georgie's Palace. Hope you are all well and sitting comfortably, maybe with a cup of tea or coffee or something in between. Okay, so part 6. This is very, very exciting. I have just finished my last video. Although this is now probably a week later or some days later. So it's late in the afternoon, but I am beginning this because I cannot wait another moment before I at least begin this video for you. It's very, very exciting. At the moment on my work table, which is here, the one that I put my houses on when I'm building them, that is empty at the moment. There's nothing on it. We have moved the JB and me moved the Egyptian Museum basement part up to our house, and we are now about to bring the house down to the workshop. But I'll take you up there and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do to start with. Honestly, I am so excited. Okay, so folks, hopefully you can hear me across the room. I know I'm cutting the top of my head off, but I can't really get back any further. The room isn't big enough. I've just brought you up here first of all just to show you. This is obviously the Georgie's Palace, which its kit name is Ashcroft Hall, because of that, because it's going to be Georgie's Palace, it's nothing to do with Ashcroft Hall. I don't want any of this showing at all. I'm not happy with any of it. I would personally, on a personal view, it may not be to suit everybody, but for me, this is it's technically not correct of a building of this size. You would actually have the arched windows along the ground floor, and then further up, if you didn't have balconies, you'd have just rectangular windows, and then further up again you'd have smaller windows, and then in the top there you'd have the little square ones. So these are correct, and the arch windows are correct. This is not, this is wrong. I think, to me, it's been badly designed. That's my opinion, and I'm allowed to have it. There was so much on this that I wanted to change. If I show you this Georgian house here, which is it's a different company, you can see here they have the arched windows. The next floor, and they've got fancy brickwork there, but the arched windows. Then the next ones up are the long rectangular ones, and these ones are still rectangular but smaller. And then you have the small square ones at the top. So that is a similar look to what I want for the palace. Not colour-wise, it's going to be, you know me, it's going to be completely out there. I'm going all out on this project. So to change all this, there's so much to change. In fact, the arched windows down here, I don't even like the way they're made in the kit. There's no form to them. They're just cutouts, and you can actually just push those out and just take them out. So because none of it is right, I'm going to take all the doors off. There's 3 doors, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take them off completely, so we won't have those anymore. They'll be firewood, I'm guessing. What I am going to do, in fact what I have already done, is I've had 3 bits of wood cut the size of the 3 doors, and I'm going to start fresh with the panels of MDF, and I'm going to measure and put in my own windows exactly where I want them. I cannot wait. Let's go down to the workshop, which is that way. Okay, now as you can see, this is one of the side doors, so there'll be 2 of these. The arch windows will be going along the bottom. So what I've just been measuring, really, the width of this wood, and get the mark in the middle, the gap that I want in between each window. I'll do this on both the sides, the left and the right side, and then marked out how far up I want before the window starts. Remember, when you're cutting out for doors and windows, you're cutting out the shape on the inside there, not from here to here. It just sounds silly saying that, but it's one of these obvious things sometimes people do and rush and cut and then think I've cut it too big, and then it's a real job trying to repair that. So yes, you're just cutting the side there, and I've just cut it. I'm going to cut it so it's just a millimetre bigger than this size here, so it fits in nice and snug. Okay, so excuse me, after many calculations of height, width, central measurement, blah blah blah, because the arched windows at the bottom there are wider than the other windows above, the rectangular ones and the smaller rectangular ones. They're the exact size, but these are wider, so I've had to measure the exact so they are absolutely in line with the arched windows going up. I've marked there, hold the doors up and marked where the top of the floors come in the building. So remember not to just place a window where you fancy and then you can see a floor going through it. Bad mistake. So once you know where those are, you can work out how far up from the floor that you want the windows to be. So basically it's just measured to within a millimetre of its life. When you've marked these bits out, so you don't mistakenly cut somewhere in between or whatever, always do a little squiggle over the actual shape, the rectangle that you want, or the archway. Okay, so here I have cut all the holes out for the door and the windows. That took a while. I did that outside on the workbench while it was daylight. As you can see, or you can just see reflection now, but it's getting quite dark outside now. But it took a little while, and I have painted. I've given the wood a coat of white undercoat, underpaint, and then I've painted this pale creamy coloured on. But this is the inside of the doors. I just wanted a sort of insignificant pale creamy colour on the inside. This is not the outside of the house. So, of course, it's certainly going to be a house that people, or palace that people will remember. So I've already given it a rough undercoat of white, the MDF, on the outside of the house. And I will just set the camera up and show you what I'm going to do with the outside. Okay, now to paint the outside of the house, I used a roller brush to do the inside, and I've taken that off, given it a good clean, washed it, ready for the outside of the building, which is not going to be as quiet as the inside. And I shall reveal the chosen colour. This is the main body of the house. Are you ready for this? Obviously, it's going to be very me. Here we go. A lovely, lovely clear sky blue. And I know this is going to look fabulous when it's finished. I looked through the internet, looked through images. I looked through many palaces, basically, many royal palaces. And a lot of them were very similar, unless you go to places like India and China. Obviously they're very their own style, but a lot of the European palaces and around the world, a lot of them were very similar. And then I found one, and it was this colour. So I'm going to do this properly off camera. I'm dripping it already, and the roller's fallen off. Let's just pick that up. That's it. Yes, I'll do this off camera. I'm going to give it at least 2 coats. At least. It may have 3. And as you can see with the roller, it goes on so quickly and easily. And all I'm doing is just pouring very small amounts out and then rollering it on. Look at this. I am so excited, folks, to show you what is in my head, what I'm going to do with this. Here we are, it's slowly coming together, folks. I've left the big hole where the door goes because I'm going to do things to the doorway before I attach it to the door of the house itself. But if I bring the camera up a bit, you can get an idea of how it's looking so far, and the lines of windows going all across there without the balconies in the way. Looks absolutely brilliant. So pleased with them. Right, so before I finish the door, let's go on to another fun part. Okay, folks, my lovelies, I'm very excited to show you this next stage, although it may be a complete disaster. We don't know this. I've never done this before, but I'm going to make some silicone molds. I'm using it's an old container. I've got a couple of these that I've had for a very, very long time. I'm not advertising this Tread X or whatever it's called. Like I say, it's just something I've had for a long, long time, waiting for this big house. A lot of the items I've got, some of the wallpapers, some of the ceiling papers, I've had for about 3 years now, but we'll get on to that as we go into the house. I also have bought a 30 grams of a catalyst, which you add to the silicone rubber to activate it. That's enough to do 1 kilo, I think, of this liquid silicone rubber, and I do have 2 of these, so I'm going to mix the whole lot together and see what happens. I haven't got any instructions, pardon me, on the time it takes to settle anything, so I'm not going to give instruction on this because I don't know what I'm doing. What I'm going to do is mix it up, do the molds, and then leave it overnight. So I don't know if it takes 7 or 8 hours or something to cure, but I'm sure by tomorrow morning it will be ready, you know, if it works. So what I do know is you've got to have some kind of box or containers to put your items in, to pour the silicone on, to make the mould. And I'm thinking sort of like fish tanks, that I'm sort of going to make, and then put the things in. These are all the original. I had all the original window panels, the glass for the palace, which I'm not using now. I've got the windows that I bought, so I'm going to cut my own. But these all came with the house when I bought it, and there's loads of them. And I'm leaving the plastic on them so they don't get too marked. So I'm hoping when I mix everything in, make the moulds, take these apart again, hopefully I'll still be able to use these. And when I do use them, I'll just peel off the plastic off each side and it will leave the clear glass. So I just need to make things up that are big enough to put the items in. I've got a few here, but I've got a lot more. These are all old pieces that I've had for, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years, and they're bits that someone else had made originally. So there's a piece here. So I'm going to make a mould of this. These were plaster cast. They were in a mould to start with. So I'm just going to make a fresh mould myself and then paint these because I want these to go on the outside of Georgie's palace. So this one I'm going to do on its own. I'll just put this to the side just now, make its own box for that. But these, I think, I've also, to make the box, I've got a glue gun. I'll just take out a glue stick and put that in. Oh, there's one in there waiting just to be used. So I'll carry on with that one first. So what I need to do is I'm going to place these in, 2 of them in. I'll make the box first and then I'll put them in. There we are. So it doesn't matter which sides I do this first. But what I'm going to do is just lay this down so it's fairly near the edge, like so, and then run the hot glue along the edge there. Every time we actually do something, we go silent or hold our breath. Isn't that funny? That's why every time I'm doing something like this, I hope it's not too long a job, because it just makes me dizzy. And also I have to say, somebody had commented about how they were still laughing over me saying throwing the Fimo could have a mummy's eye out from 50 metres. And she said, I've got to, I can't comment now because I can't see. I'll comment again tomorrow. And do you know, I laughed for ages after that comment. I just pictured someone in fits of laughter. I do have to apologise, folks. When I'm doing this, I'm just so excited. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth. Is that working? Oh, that's it. Right, so I'm just putting some along there. I might be ODing on this, but that doesn't matter. It's better to have too much than too little, I'm sure. You can never have too many handbags, shoes, handbags, or glue, hot glue. I'm always saying that. Just get on with the job, Richard. Right. And it's just really going on all sides and up the sides of the joins as well. So it's like using a silicone to seal a fish tank, except it's hot glue. And it's not a fish tank. So that should leave a sealed box inside for the liquid. It's not water, I should imagine, but it does look quite runny. So it'll be thicker than water, but hopefully this will be enough to keep it sealed in. Any doubts? Squirt a bit more glue on, and maybe when I'm pouring it in, if it comes out anywhere, I can always wipe it quickly and squirt a bit more glue on. We'll see. Right, now, okay, so I've finished making all the boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 of them. I'm not actually sure how far this will go when I pour it in. I can't visualize that. I might have way too much, or I might not have enough, but I'll just start and do each one at a time, and if I run out, I run out. If I've got any left over, then I'll just have to well, I can just pour it in and top them all up, I suppose. Right, okay, I think I better stand up for this. I've put some gloves on, I'm guessing that you would wear gloves with this sort of thing. I can't imagine it's very good for skin. There's no strong smell coming off it, so that's one good thing. Slowly, and hope that it doesn't seep out all over the place. This is the moment of truth. Well, I think that was more luck than judgment. With the seepage, there isn't any. I'm very pleased to say. I didn't have enough to do this one mould here, but that's fine. But I have done 5 out of the 6. So, and the hot glue has worked really well with these bits of plastic, making the little tanks or fish tank things. Okay, my lovelies. This is indeed the following morning, bright and early. It's sunny outside, but it is quite breezy, quite windy, and a really cold wind, sort of north wind feel. So I should really be putting my fleece on, but it's in the washing machine. If you leave something lying around too much, it ends up in the washing machine. Thanks to JB. What would I do without him? I don't know. So this is this morning already. None of this was planned, or some of this wasn't planned to be in the video. But I can't tell you, this is there's too much excitement going on all the time. It's just one thing after another, which is fabulous. Before I do all what I'm going to do next, whatever it's going to be, I just want to show you quickly. I've only got one on my workbench here. I've moved all the others over onto the other table there, but I just want to show you so you don't have to wait to hear the what is it called? The silicone has turned into a nice spongy rubber silicone, and when you look underneath the things, you can see the items that I've placed there for making new casts out of. So this plastic has worked really well, and it's stayed in place. Hopefully it will all pull apart just fine. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to leave it to a bit later on. Please carry on watching, because there's just more excitement to come. And also, hopefully in this video, the video will probably be quite long, but what I'm planning to do in this same video is to take all of these out and get some plaster and mix that up and make some plaster molds, so you can see the finished results from it all in this video. So please stick with me, my lovelies. So yes, this morning already the postman has been, and he's delivered some boxes. One of the boxes, well, both of the boxes, strangely enough, are this sort of size. There's this one and another one that's over there, which I have already opened. I haven't opened this one yet. I shall tell you about that in a minute. This, I think, is going to be very exciting. So the other box, I opened that first. I didn't know what was in it till I opened it. And I got a lovely card here. It is actually a printed card. It's got all the details on there. But it's when you feel it and look at it, it's watercolour paper that it's made out of. And I won't show you all the message, but along the bottom there's some beautiful, beautiful watercolour flowers. They're just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It was just, and then you write what you want on it. I don't know where the lady got this from, but absolutely brilliant. I love this idea. But in it was this message, and it was to Dear Richard, and it's from a lady called Jilly in the UK. Hello there, Jilly. I hope you are watching, my lovely. I didn't want to read your note out, but it's you wrote to me and said some reasons why you've sent this stuff, which was absolutely wonderful of you. I appreciate it so much. But Jilly has decided to downsize a lot of her dollhouse stuff, and she didn't want to just start getting rid of stuff, so she sent me a box this size. In fact, it's slightly bigger than that box, and it's just full of a lot of her doll's house bits and pieces, just all odds and ends. I've got tubes of glue, which is a glue that I use, which is fantastic. That is always so handy to have in stock. And all other little bits and pieces, some little casters on wheels that you can, I'm going to make something that needs little casters on so I can use those and put them on it. Maybe a little kitchen island that you can move or something, I don't know yet, but that's wonderful. And I didn't do an unboxing and go through it all, you know, Julie just wanted to send me bits for certain reasons, and it is very, very, very kind of you. I did write to you before I recorded this, Julie, but I just wanted to say on here, thank you from the bottom of my heart. John Boy as well can use some of the bits and pieces as well. So he's already, you put a little teddy bear with movable arms and things, legs, and the teddy bear went straight into his Georgian house, the Nigel house, the big house next door to Georgie's palace, the one that was in this video earlier. So he is, so you know, he is now living happily in the children's bedroom. But he will have, he'll share all the other bits that you've sent as well. Thank you so much. Absolutely wonderful. I'll keep that card as well. The next bit, sorry for talking. You know me, I don't really like talking much. I'm a very shy, retired person normally. Not. So the next exciting thing is I had an email the other week, and it was they were asking me if on my YouTube channel if I would show a Gokozy product or Gokozy apparel. I'll put the name up here. It's one of the, as I have now done some research, it's one of the top brands of the heated apparel that you can wear, men's, ladies stuff, whatever. And I will do a review on it. I haven't worn it yet. It isn't out of the box. But just to say it is now. I'm about to, I chose the, hopefully this is what it is. I chose the grey coloured vest. Right, okay. Let me, oh, right, let me take this out of, oh, it's a carry handle. Gokozywear.com. Look, how exciting. Oh, let me put this over here. It's actually, right, first of all, it's very lightweight. Very lightweight. Let's bring the camera down here a bit. I'll put a clean mat on here so it doesn't get mucky, and we'll open it up and have a quick look at it. Okay, so there's a, well, that's fancy, a double zip as well to open the, oh, it opens right round. Oh, that's nice. Excellent. And here we have, oh, I can feel something hard in there. Okay, I'm guessing this is the battery pack. Let's have a quick look. Okay, so, oh, that's very neat. So it comes with a little battery pack and a USB cable, just a short one, and there's 3 plugs in there. That's obviously, I'll look at the instructions, but that plugs in there. I'm guessing that's where you plug it into your electrics to charge it, but let me, be better to get in. Is there instructions? Maybe there's, oh yeah, here we are. Right, let's move this out the way. Lay this, actually that's lovely lightweight. It doesn't, I thought it would be sort of thick and padded, but it's quite sort of thin layers. But you know, that's a bonus because you can wear that underneath clothes. And here's the user manual. Oh good, it's in different languages. English, Dutch, French, Spanish, Italian. There we are. Okay, battery and charge cable, and operating instructions. Plug in the USB power cable of the heated vest and into the battery port and turn on the battery. Press and hold control buttons on the vest for 3 seconds until they light up red. So there's two. Oh, so that's the control panels there on the front of the vest. So you have to put your hand in and press them for doing different things. Oh, it's got the heat down the. One button is for the heat on the front of the jacket and one is for the heat on the back, by the look of it. Yes. How wonderful. It also says to battery instructions. Yeah, it also says to charge the battery before you actually use the jacket. Fully charge the battery before the first use. We shall see. But what I will do is I shall go and plug this in, charge it up, and then see where we go from there. Right, okay, so we're now indoors. JB is now the director. Hi JB.
I am.
Right, okay, so looking at the instructions, it fits nicely and it zips up nicely. I did try it over my jumper or my sweater, and it fits as well, comfortably, which is brilliant. And as I say, it's very lightweight, so it's not intrusive. This is now the following day, again, because the charging of the battery, it says between 7 and 8 hours. So we just plugged it in and left it in all evening. Come and have a look, JB. Inside there's a little zip pocket, and when you pull it out, you get this plug here. It has got a little cover on it for when not in use, but that comes off and stays on there, so you can move it up and down. And there's 2 plugs here. I'm guessing you can use either plug, but we just plug that in like so, and then the on and off button is here, and that's now showing the blue lights, or the white lights. Hang on, let me hold it on for a second. There we are, and the white lights are on. So if I pop that back in this zip pocket, unzip it up, there. And these pockets are just normal working pockets. So on these are the, you haven't seen this, JB, but these are the control buttons. Yeah, we're controlling it. So let me just get the instructions. And it says here that the left button activates the abdomen heating when turned on. That's that one. And the right button activates the back and the collar heating when turned on. So it's got heating in the back panels, 2 back panels, plus around the edge of the collar itself. And on top of that, I've just realised this, it's got 3 different levels. So when it lights up red, that's on high, whether you've got the front or the back on or both. That's high temperature. That gives you 140 degrees and that's 60 centigrade. The medium level is a white LED light, and that's 122 Fahrenheit and 50 degrees centigrade. And the low is a blue LED light, which is 104 Fahrenheit and 40 degrees centigrade. So you can have different heats on it.
That sounds really good. Ideal.
Yeah.
Ideal for cold.
And to turn it off, you hold the vest, the control buttons for 3 seconds until the LEDs turn off. Wow.
Might even get one myself.
Well, I think you might end up doing that.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
So if I press, can you see this close up? If I press that, hang on, press it and hold it. Oh yes. Oh, you can't see it in this light, but that's lit up red.
I can see that.
Oh,
yeah.
can you?
Yeah.
If I press it again, that's white light. If I press it again, that's blue.
What a clever idea. I just thought that was a logo.
Yeah, so did I. So if I press it again, that's on the red. Hang on, a few seconds to switch it on. Right, so they're both on red now. I don't know if you can see that.
Yes.
Yeah. And let's zip it up. Oh! Oh!
Can you feel the warmth?
I'm not exaggerating. That feels like a hot water bottle. It's come on instantly.
Wow. Sounds good.
Oh my gosh. Oh, what? And the neck. Oh, I'm loving this. That was a total surprise, folks. I have to tell you that I wasn't told what to say by these people. I was just asked, would I like to choose an item, and if I do, I have to show it on one of my videos, and also preferably in an outdoor environment. So are we going to go outside, JB?
We'll go outside.
Let's go out for a short drive, and then we can see me wearing it outside. But I also do want to say that the feel of that would be fantastic to work in the workshop, because I could wear a jumper over it to keep it nice and clean, and I've got my arms free still to work and get mucky and get painted. But that is, you will have to try this on, JB.
I will, yeah.
Obviously it will drown you.
Oh yeah, I'll have to have it taken in.
You'll have to have it taken in. But I can't get over that. That actually, oh, my neck, that's just lovely. Okay, I'm going to switch them off for now. I think, as far as I know, I don't know if it says how many hours it goes.
It was quite a few hours, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they go...
Depends on the heat.
Yes, I suppose it will last longer if it's on a lower heat. I think on the coldest of days you would have it on that really hot heat, which was brilliant. Right, they're off now. It's going to take a while to cool down. I can feel it right around my neck. It's like a little hot water bottle. Absolutely lovely. I'm so pleased I said yes to these people, I have to say.
Well, it'd be ideal for working out there when it's cold.
Absolutely, in the cold. I might not have to bother putting the heating on in there, because it's only my body that needs to be warm.
Yeah.
How fantastic. I will put a link to this item, either to their site or to the item itself, which will then take you to their site. But that's them anyway, Gokozy. Actually, if I turn this round, it also has information there. If you can just let people see that for a second.
Yep.
But I will, as I say, I'll put a link to this on in the description box below. Absolutely brilliant. Right, well, this, by the way, even just talking now, this hasn't cooled down. It heated up so quick. You're absolutely that I thought it would take a while, like a heated blanket when you use on beds and things like that, that sort of thing. But that was fast.
Oh, go outside and try it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's pause this video and get out. So excuse me, everybody, with the shaky camera hand. I've got the phone in my hand. I'm in my car, within my car, but JB is doing the honours of driving.
Hello, everybody.
So, okay, so here I am wearing the vest. As I say, I'm going to see what it feels like being outside. But in the car, usually I would put the heated seats on, and it is cold today, so I haven't put them on my side. But here we go. Are you ready, JB? I'm going to turn myself on.
Okay. It's nice for you.
Oh. Although, and it's been some years since I've said that, folks. Right, let's press the buttons and hold them for 3 seconds. We should really just delete this bit and redo it, but you know me all now, don't you? And it's heated up already. My God, oh, there's an ambulance. My goodness, that is so quick. I can feel it down my back. That is amazing.
That's what you want, isn't it? Instant heat.
JB tried it on earlier on, but you could only feel it in the neck, couldn't you? Because the garment is far too big for him.
Yes.
Oh,
definitely.
yeah. So what I would advise people, because of both of us trying this on, is to look at the size chart they give you on the Gokozy site and definitely pick your measurements to the size of garment you would require. But it needs to be a reasonably snug fit so you can feel the panels against your body. So anyway, so we're going to go around lots of bends in a minute, so I'll switch this off and we'll that's so warm, and we'll come back to you any second. And it's quite breezy outside. I think it's because we're at the North Sea. Is this called the North Sea, JB?
I think it is, yes.
Yeah, I never remember what our sea is called. It's definitely not called the Caribbean, I can tell you that right now. But what I can say is my whole body and my neck just feels heat and warm, and it just is lovely. We're going to have a walk down onto the near the seafront there. We'll go down, and I think it's probably going to be windier down there, so we'll see how this feels. But at the moment, I am definitely Gokozy-ing. Here we are. It's windy. So the North Sea is this way. You can't see it so far away, but we've got many wind turbines out there producing our electricity. We have lovely beach huts that people own along the seafront here. They're extremely expensive nowadays. And I have to say that I just feel warm. It's absolutely lovely. You can go near the sea here. This is very nice and very cozy. So okay, we've arrived back home now, and I just wanted to show you, because I'm in a north facing room, so it's a bit darker in here, but now to show you how easy the colours look on the control buttons there for the front and the back of the jacket. So that's the hottest setting, and then the medium setting, and then the cool setting. So they do show up quite well, and you can have one different from the other, which is absolutely brilliant. I have to say, it's been like walking around in a heated blanket all day. So far, so good. Now, meanwhile, back at the ranch, I'm keeping my Gokozy vest on under my sweater. I've just put it on underneath, or put this on over the top, so I can carry on working in the workshop, and it just feels lovely. Lovely and warm. I'm so pleased they got in contact with me, and JB is going to look and probably buy one as well, because it is very good. So now I am trying to undo the joins that I've made. They're a bit hard where I've glued them all together, but hopefully once it starts it will be, oh, here we are, it's easier. is his famous last words. Here we go. There, once you start, then it's easier to break them off. There we are. And I'm guessing, I was going to try and get the mould out without taking these apart, but that would have been a very long process, I am sure. So yes, I'm guessing there the silicone just comes away from the plastic quite easily. Excellent. So they can be reused and reused over and over again. So I shall... Excellent. It's very satisfying peeling this off. Right, let's put that down there. So let's see. Oh, they come away easily from the bottom. And there's a tiny bit there. I'll just show you if any where you've got this stuck down on the base to start with. Oh, I forgot, I've got double-sided sellotape there. Then if this is raised up from the floor section at all, then you'll get tiny seepages of silicone coming in, but they're loose. You can just roll them open, and you can see where your item is. So I did it with this one, so I'm just getting my craft knife where those tiny bits are, and just scoring along the edge carefully, like so, and that just peels, just comes off. There we are, done. And then let's see, I haven't taken any out yet, so let's just see how it comes out. I know you can use, I have looked on a couple of videos, and I know you can use a silicone spray when you start putting plaster in to make your moulds. You can spray the moulds inside. There we are. Take that out again. Absolutely amazing. There we are. You can see quite clearly all the detail in it. How exciting! So here's another one that I'll just cut round that. This one is very, very detailed. It's where it's been 3D printed. It's quite deep, the moulding in it. There we are. We can pull the tape off of this, the back double-sided tape. It's nice and strong, so it really held everything in place properly. So that was a good idea. This is the one that I want for the outside of the house, so hopefully this has worked. Wow. Excellent. It's lovely seeing the reverse image of the inside of the object rather than looking on the outside. Excellent. So as I said, just a couple of loose bits like that around the edge just to trim up. Lovely. Right, okay, so I shall get the let me get the plaster, mix that up, and I'll look at the instructions, see how you mix that up, and get these filled and see what they look like. I have ordered more silicone, a different make, but I can't remember now I've ordered it if it's actually coloured or not. But this has worked fine, so it doesn't matter if it is coloured when it arrives. But anyway, let's get on with this. Now, I have a feeling this is going to go horribly wrong. It just doesn't feel right. First of all, I've got my moulds here that I've made, and these are pre-bought ones that I bought in preparation for doing this house. I think I bought them about 3 years ago. And they are very fine detailed moulds with tiny thin bits in, and some of them are bigger than others, but most of them are very fine. I have a feeling this mould, this plaster, when I mix it up, I just think it's going to be too thick and gloopy, and it's going to go all over these. I don't know if these were, it didn't say when I bought them, it just said silicone moulds. So I don't know if they've been made for using plaster like this. It may be completely and utterly not a good idea. They may be something that you use for cake decorating, and it's easier to use these for that. So we'll see. If they don't work, then I'll look for something else to make moulds to put in them. But anyway, it's twice as much powder as it is to the to water. So I've put the amount of water in. This is just a guess. This might be way too much, or it might not be enough. It doesn't matter. I'll just go with it. And the water is in there, and you're just meant to tip this in slowly, so it doesn't blow up in the air. Just sprinkle it in and let it all sink to the bottom. And then when you've done that, you're just meant to leave it for a little 30 seconds or something for it to all dissolve into the water, or for the water to absorb into the powder. I know you can't see much, but it's just basically, it looks like flour and water mix. So I'm just letting that go in, so it won't, I tipped that in very carefully so it didn't blow up clouds of powder. If you're going to be quick with this, I would say do it outside. And it also said if you use less water, it's a bit thicker. If you use more water than the right measurement, it makes it a bit runnier. So I've used a bit more water than I would normally have put in. Well, normally, I've never done this before, but I've used a bit more water than the instructions say. Let's put it that way. So I'll mix this up, and you only have about 10 minutes to play with this before it doesn't work, before it sets or starts to set. So actually it's quite runnier than I thought it was going to be. All that powder, twice as much powder to water, I thought it was going to go quite gloopy, but it is quite runny. I never thought about this, but I probably should have done this in a big jug so I had a better way of pouring it. But let's just see. This has got a pourer of such, so let's just see what happens. Oh dear, how scary is this? And I suppose the back of it, if it's too thick, you can sand it down, I suppose. Let's just not mess around too much. Let's just keep in mind the time. And
okay. Oh, excuse me, my lovelies. So I keep thinking of the other videos I've watched on YouTube where people are making plaster cast moulds out of things and producing shapes, and they don't look like that. So when I poured it out of the container, these moulds were just so fine that it was just running. It just, as you could see, it was pools of liquid just running over the edge. So I've let it just do it, and I've tried wiping the tops a little bit, but I doubt whether, I've got a feeling that none of this is going to work. I don't know why. It just doesn't, it just looks wrong. So, and these moulds here that I've made, I'm hoping that they're going to do something. And this is a blue coloured mould that I've had, as I say, for about 3 years. I got this from somebody. I never made it, but it's been a handmade one. So we'll see. I'm just going to leave this now to dry. This mess, and when it's dry, I'll wipe everything up. I don't know, with the cement, when it dries on this mat, I have no idea if it comes off or not. any of you that have tried this at home and this has happened, you will already know if this will clean off the mat or if I have ruined the mat. But it is a very, very old one. You can see the marks all over it. I wouldn't have done it on a new one. And if it's ruined it, then it just gives me a reason to buy a new one. Anyway, let's let this dry off and and see. Oh gosh, this is awful. Let's see what's going to happen next. Okay, okay, my lovelies. I have left this. It says to leave it about 20 minutes. I've actually left it for, that's still wet. I've left it for a couple of hours, but that's still wet on my fingers on the top. I wonder if the water comes up and disappears from the surface, from inside. I'm not sure whether to pull these apart yet or not. Let me have some tea. Maybe I'll try some of these small ones because they can just be wasted, really. Oh, okay. It's not a very impressive mould, but let me hold that up. It has actually done a lot more than I thought it would do. I thought this was, well, I'm saying I thought this was going to be a complete disaster. I've just taken one out, so it's very possible it could be a disaster once I take everything out. Maybe 10% will work and 90% will be ruined. Oh gosh. Well, I'm sure if I bend this it would just break, but what I will do, I'm going to take them out carefully and just leave them on here overnight. I don't know if you can see that, but that's one of the really fine details. This is turning out a lot nicer than I thought it was going to. You know, due to the mess that I have managed to create. But it's so exciting and satisfying when you when you take these out of their molds. So let's just carry on. Wow. Because this house, I have to tell you, gosh. Oh, there we are, look. This Georgie's Palace is going to be very, hopefully very sort of 18th century looking, Renaissance, Louis the 14th, 15th, all that kind of really gold, poncy, over the top outrageousness, basically. I have been, over the last 3 years, I have been collecting pieces to put in the palace. So I don't have anywhere near enough furniture or items at all to fill it yet. It's going to probably take years to do that, but I'm going to be looking on the lookout when we go to fairs and things for anything. Oh, that's just breaking up, that one. Any sort of 18th century looking stuff. Wow. Okay, so the really fine pieces, they maybe aren't going to come out as well as they could. That's probably because I didn't wipe the tops off them very well. I think you have to be very careful with them. Although, gosh. Right, they're a bit small to take out. Let's try one of these. Is this going to come apart? Yep. I don't know what it's going to be like getting it off this board. Probably not as easy as it is getting the moulds out. But that doesn't matter. It's old. Wow. Swags and tails. I'm going to do lots of these sort of things. I made this mould. Look. I am in awe of these. Absolutely amazing. Let's do this one, and then I shall, off camera, I'll just finish these, taking them out, and then I shall come back in the morning and trim everything up. Wow. Then this just comes off in lumps. Look. So it will also clean up very well once dry. I really was hoping that this would work. Oh, look. Look, 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 my lovelies. Look. The detail. If you can imagine this in panels around a room, either all joined up or spaced in around in different areas with bits in between, pillars or columns or something. As I said, something outrageous for Georgie's palace. Well, it's a lot more success than I thought it was going to be. Very, very pleased with that. So I shall carry on with this, clean everything up, and then in the morning I shall go around and pick these bits up and shake and take off the excess and tidy them up, and then I can start working out which ones I want mostly. Actually, this is one that I want mostly just now, for the outside of the house. So let's take this out and have a look. And I'm going to want one of these for every single window, so I will have to start in the morning and make a whole load of these. Oh, I am so excited with this. Look, little cherubs. These are going to be all gold, absolute gold everywhere. Brilliant, excellent. Okay, let's move on. Okay, my lovelies, I'm not sure, this video has taken days to make because all of the different things going on. So when I put it together, I'm not sure yet how long it'll be or how short it will be. But I'm concerned in case it sort of spreads out too much for you, or too long a video. So I will leave it there for now. As I said, I will carry on with all this and get it all done. I'll get bits painted. I'm going to then start putting it all onto some of it onto the front of the house, and we'll finish the outside of the house off. But I will do that in the next part, in the next video. But I have to say I'm really, really pleased with my first attempts at making silicone moulds. As I said, I have ordered more of this because I used up the one that I had as a trial, and that has worked, or it's worked well enough for me to carry on into this. But as I said, the house is going to be decorated outside and inside with a lot of 3D molds, 3D pieces that are glued onto the walls, painted. It's going to be extravagant OTT city. In my head, obviously, it's just there, so it's an empty shell just there. I can also tell you that one of the rooms, I don't know which room, I haven't picked what's happening in each room yet, but one of the rooms
I got the idea from the Brighton Pavilion in Brighton in the UK, south of the UK. Um, I think that was King George the Fourth that had that built and or designed inside. He was very OTT, and he had different types of rooms. Completely, it didn't one didn't go with the other, but it didn't matter because it was all for entertaining and extravagance. I think one of the rooms was very Oriental. Very, I think, Chinese Oriental. So one of my rooms I'm going to do, I don't even know what it looks like now. We went to the Brighton Pavilion years ago, and I always thought, I'd love to do something crazy like this to a room. We wouldn't do it in our own house. It's far too small. In saying that, I'm now about to do it in a dollhouse, which is only 12 scale. Anyway, let's pretend I edited all this bit out. But yes, so one of the rooms is going to be very Oriental looking. I've got some bits already to go in that room, some items, but I'll have to buy more. I'll just have to start looking for Oriental things for one room, and the whole rest of the house, although it's modern people living there now today, they love the sort of Renaissance look. So everything's going to be very 18th century, basically. So that's where this house is going, in that direction. So I will now love you and leave you. I love this piece. I don't think you're allowed to kiss or lick plaster, so I won't do that. Not even off camera. But I will look at you admiringly and think, I made you. Okay. One day these will be in the house and painted and glamorous. Speak to you again soon. It's now evening time. It is dark outside again, and John Boy, as I know because of the time, is going to call me in about 5 minutes to say our dinner is ready, because he's very nicely, kindly cooked for us tonight. Okay. Speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye all.